Firefighters, police officers, and paramedics risk their lives every day to help others, but sometimes people aren't the only ones in danger. Just a few days ago, our next guest and his fellow crew members from Fire Station 114 dramatically rescued a dog named Bruno from drowning in the Los Angeles River. Please welcome a true hero, Alan Naioli. Halloween costume you're wearing. I like that. Now, I'm I cried when I saw this. First of all, you don't just do this. Tell us what you do just in general.
In general, I'm assigned to Fire Station 114 as a firefighter paramedic. Our primary responsibility there is search and rescue. And what you saw on television is just one of the options of rescues we can perform, which basically means they lower me on a cable. If I can effect the rescue without still being hooked up to the helicopter, I'll try and do that. Sometimes that's not an option, where I still maintain contact with the helicopter.
Do you have a radio or something you're talking back and forth to them?
A lot of times you use hand signals because I usually need both hands free. And being able to operate a radio at the same time, sometimes it really doesn't work well with the operation.
Okay, so tell us what happens. You get a call that there's a dog in a river, or?
Well, I didn't know a dog was in the river. We got the call as a swift water rescue deployment. And that could range from anything to a search, to an actual sighting of a victim in the river, to, in this case, a dog being in the channel. I wasn't aware of that part of the information. The alarms went off, the assignments are made, and our job is to get to the helicopter, suit up, get our equipment on, check each other for safety, and off we go. In the air is when I was told that this is a dog that's in the river. I wonder how this dog got in the river.
Right. Did you see it as soon as you were over it in the helicopter? Did you see it floating?
Not directly. We never got to that point. We actually got dispatched further down the line, and we actually went down the river, turned around, and came back. And it was at that point we saw the dogs in the tunnel.
In a tunnel.
Right.
Okay, so you're lowered down, and how far in the tunnel was it? Because you could see it earlier. We didn't show the whole footage. It was right there. Was it right there waiting for you?
At the beginning, it was.
All right, that's you trying to get it.
Yeah, this is toward the end of the rescue where I already have the dog.
How long did it take you to get to that point where you're getting him out of the water?
At that point,
yeah, when you started
takes
being lifted.
About 15 to 20 seconds.
No. How long had you been trying to get the dog
secured?
Yeah, before you.
Well, there's a bunch of things that happened in the meantime. I had him secured at the very beginning, but he decided he didn't want to be in that little contraption that I have, which is a rescue triangle. And when I let him up a little bit, he decided he wanted out and turned right around, and everything kind of fell apart. So it was at that point where I had to try and get him back in it. At the same time, hold on to the cable that was attached to the helicopter and try and work with the dog, getting him in the rescue triangle, getting him hooked up to the
And he's
cable.
a heavy dog, too. He's not like a little chihuahua.
Yeah, you're right.
Those are easy to rescue. You can just like get a goldfish net or something like that and scoop them out.
I'm glad it wasn't a Rottweiler.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
or a pit bull.
Yeah. Well, but because you could see he was a really sweet dog. He seemed. Was he scared to death? Was he shaking?
He was shaking, but I think he was cold and tired more than anything else. He was willing to work with me, even though I can't quite speak his language. He kind of followed me along as I pulled him around and made him sit down. And he just kind of went along with the whole thing.
When you first saw him, did you start talking to him right away to try to calm him down?
I think there's just too much noise from the helicopter. I really didn't say a whole lot to the dog except pull on his choke chain. And I think he understood that when I kept pulling on his choke chain.
Oh, so you didn't go, come here, little wet doggy? You didn't?
Well, I tried it first. He didn't come. No.
I'm telling you, firefighters, all of you, you should have some sausages with you just all the time. You don't know. You never know when you're going to meet them. All right.
Well,
when we come back, we're going to meet the family of the dog who was rescued, and a little later on, maybe meet the sweet little dog. So we'll be right back right after this. We're back with Firefighter let's meet the family of Bruno the dog that he rescued. Say hello to Marion, Christopher, and Samantha Marino, please. The part of the story that most people don't know, that we just found out also, is that Bruno was not the only dog that fell into the river. You had 2 dogs.
Yes, we had 2 dogs.
Bruno and Bear?
Yes.
Okay, so you all of a sudden find out they're missing how?
I had walked out to feed the dogs, and I realized that the gate was open. And I went to go look for them around the yard, and I didn't find them anywhere. And I told my husband, the dogs are missing. And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, you left the gate open, you know, slightly, not for very long. And we went out to go search for them.
And it was raining.
It was raining.
It's when a lot of dogs get lost, because the wind blows gates open, and they're confused, and they don't have the smell to find their way back. And
right. We searched for about 2 hours for them in the rain, and finally just gave up.
So, and you thought, because one of them had a chip, and you thought they'd be found and somebody would call you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then you get a call from the animal shelter saying, we found Bear.
Right. They had told me, we found your dog Bear. He was just rescued by a firefighter. He's doing just fine. And I said, well, did you happen to see that there was another dog with him? And the firefighter said, yes, but we weren't able to get to him. So at this point, I'm thinking the other dog drowned.
So you think that one drowned, and didn't she tell you to watch the news or something because they caught the other one, Bear, going up some steps or something?
He said, Bear's real famous. Why don't you flip on the channel, and you'll see him, his rescue being held. So I flipped on the channel, and lo and behold, it was Bruno being rescued. I was like...
So you all of a sudden, and you're watching too at the same time?
Yeah.
You're watching this, looking for your other dog, and thinking that this dog drowned, and you're all of a sudden breaking news, watching your other dog get rescued.
Yeah.
How about that? That must have been amazing, huh? Yeah. These dogs, they're hams, these dogs, trying to get on TV. Both of them had to do separately so that they'd have equal time.
Exactly.
But the other one just got out on his own. He climbed out up a ladder, right?
No, actually, a firefighter went down to...
Oh, got him.
Yeah, got him.
But it wasn't as dramatic. He didn't fly like Bruno. Bruno got a little helicopter ride.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're happy to have your dogs back, I'm sure.
Yes. Very.
And everybody's going to put double locks on those gates?
Definitely.
All right. Yeah, I noticed your husband's not here. He left it open.
He's in trouble.
All right. No, I'm sure he feels really bad about that. All right, so what we want to do for everybody, to thank you, we're adopting, I know we can't give gifts to fire stations, but we're adopting Fire Station 114, and the entire fire department with guests will go to Morton's Steakhouse for dinner, and you're all going to get a 42-inch plasma TV from crazygazer.com, so you can watch your rescues on a plasma TV in your... We're going to meet the famous dogs for one more thing right after this. We'll be right back. Oh, and one more thing. I'd like you to meet Bruno. This is Bruno right here, and this is Bear. And we've gotten them this huge basket of all the pet products that they're ever going to need from Cloud Star. Look at all that stuff. They have some biscuits that I'm giving them right now, which they seem to like, and Bruno can't get enough of them, actually. And then just in case they get in trouble again, we've gotten them their own little life preservers that they can get in, and they're actually dog life preservers that you should just keep them full time, no matter if it's raining or not. Just keep them on these dogs. So, and you can see there's bandages on Bruno here and on Bear's back leg. What do they think is going on with these two?
They think he might have broken a toe.
Broken a toe, and then Bear?
His nails were all the way shaved down so far back.
From trying to get out of the cement?
Yeah, he was bleeding.
And they've been sleeping ever since they came home, or they're pretty mellow right now?
Yeah, pretty much. This is how they've been since I've come home.
And you said they're more needy. They seem to not want to leave your side.
Yeah, they are very.
Wow.
Very
And
much
Labs
so.
are water dogs, but I don't think he's going to like water after this. He's not going to want to go anywhere near
I
it.
don't think so.
That is a sweet, sweet dog. And
They
Bear
both are.
seems very... And they're both rescue? They're...
Bear's a rescue, and we brought Bruno from a private owner.
No.
We bought him from a private
That's
owner.
great.
Yeah.
They're sweet dogs. All right, I'm just going to give you one more. I don't want to be held accountable if they have tummy aches, but I think they deserve it after this. I want to thank Roseanne Barr, Orlando Jones. Orlando? It's Orlando Jones, Alan Naioli, and the Marino family.